Hi guys, I hope I'm audible.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. So yes, let's start. Hi Vamshi, I guess you connected today itself, right? I,
Yes, ma'am. Today
okay, great,
itself.
great. So yes, actually, yesterday we started the demo, and no problem. We will continue today also. We will get to know all the things today also. So before that, as I already introduced yesterday about myself, but let me introduce myself again. I'm Divya. I have about 8+ years of experience into data analytics. I completed my master's in data science, and currently I'm working as a senior data analyst in one of the MNCs in Hyderabad itself. So I'm having, uh, you know, training knowledge, and I'm having basically I'll take all the data science subjects. I'll teach all the data science subjects like SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Python, statistics, and machine learning. So with DurgaSoft, currently I'm working with only SQL, MySQL, and Tableau. Okay, so this is about me. And Vamshi, if you don't mind, could you please tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, are you currently working? Do you have already little bit knowledge on Tableau, or are you completely new to Tableau kind of things?
I still have some knowledge in Tableau, but I'm not working professional.
Sorry, your voice is
Yeah, I have some knowledge on Tableau, but I'm not a working professional, ma'am.
okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, thank you. So
Yes.
Rahul and Saurabh actually they already introduced about themselves yesterday itself, and I'm just asking so that I can understand. Anyways, I will teach everything from scratch. Okay, let's start. So as we know, Tableau is nothing but it is a visualization tool, right? We will create graphs by using Tableau. Visualization tool in the sense, obviously, we will connect to data, right? In every business, basically, we are dealing with data only. Based on data only, we will try to analyze the data, and we will by using our graphs or by creating some visualizations, we will generate lots of insights out of that data, by using which business people are basically can able to take any kind of business decision. Suppose if it is sales data, based upon our analysis only, based upon our graphs only or our visualizations only, they can analyze, we can help them to we will analyze all the data, we will analyze based on many factors, and by using this analysis only, they will decide what type of measures they should take to increase the profits in their business, like that. So this is the main usage of Tableau, I can say. Basically, we'll connect to data, we will create some graphs, and we will produce some insights. Okay. And as I said, based on our work only, based on our analysis only, nowadays every business people are getting, are involving, are using all the visualization tools. I mean, all the businesses. It again, Tableau or any visualization tool is one such subject. It won't stick to any single domain, right? It whatever the domain is, it can be banking, it can be finance, it can be pharmacy, it can be anything, right? All the e-commerce websites, everywhere, anywhere, if they are irrespective of the domain, a visualization tool or a data analyst is required. All of them are using you know analysts to analyze their business so that they can take some particular measures to increase the profits. That is the thing actually what is happening right now in the market. That is the reason all the Tableau developers or any visualization developers is having huge demand in the market right now, right? And Yeah, this is about the importance of Tableau, I can say. And as we know, so this is a visualization tool. We are going to create some graphs out of it, right? So we are having some Tableau products. Basically, I already explained yesterday about all these Tableau products. Going forward, also, once again, I will clearly explain about the Tableau products. But for now, let's concentrate on understanding about Tableau Desktop. These are all the Tableau products available in the market, in which Tableau Desktop is the one which we will create all the graphs. Okay, this is the one we are going to work first. In Tableau desktop only we will create all our visualizations. Okay, along with that we are having this many products. In our course we will learn all the concepts on Tableau desktop. Along with that we will learn Tableau server, Tableau prep as well. Tableau server is something in companies, whenever we started working, we directly, we will directly connect to that company's Tableau server and we will work in the server level itself. Okay, so obviously, though we have all the subject knowledge, also we should at least know how the user interface of Tableau server will be. So for that reason, I included Tableau server also in our course. We will take at least 4 to 5 classes on Tableau server. We will learn each and every options detailing, so that you it will be something like an hands-on experience for you guys, right? It is a kind of, internally we can open Tableau desktop inside Tableau server. Not only that, we will have so many admin options there. We can do so much of things. We are having something like schedules, alerts. We are having so many options which we will see very practically in the Tableau server classes. Okay. Next, Tableau Prep is one more product. This is basically a kind of ETL tool. We know what is ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading. Basically, we have so many ETL tools in the market right now, but within Tableau, we are having one tool called as Tableau Prep. This is a kind of ETL tool which we will use for doing all the cleaning and transformations of the data. Once we connect to data, once we get any data, first we need to clean the data and then only we will create the graphs. Okay, so for cleaning the data, almost for all the Tableau developers, all the data analysts, almost we will get cleaned data only. We don't get raw data. Okay, in data science basically we are having some job roles. You might already heard about it, like data engineers, right? Data analysts, like that, right? Maybe next, machine learning engineers and data scientists, like that also we are having some roles. But let's focus on this data engineers and data analysts. So data analyst is the one who will work on visualization tools, right? So Tableau developer is a position which I can say it's a kind of data analyst job role only, right? So data engineers first, they will once we will get the raw data from the client, that raw data will be received by the data engineers team, and they will clean the data. They will create databases, they will clean the data, and they will send the cleaned data to the data analysts or Tableau developers. So already we will get clean data, but still if required, whatever data we received from data engineers, on that data also again we need to perform some EDS steps, some cleaning steps, which can be done by using Tableau Prep internally in Tableau. Okay, that is one more product which we going to learn in our class, again in our courses. Not only Tableau desktop, I will teach Tableau Prep also. Again, some 4 to 5 classes on Tableau Prep and all the options. How many cleaning steps are there? We are having so many functionalities there. We will learn everything very practically in that sessions. Okay. So this is about Tableau server and Tableau public. Tableau online is something which we will have. We need to create our own accounts. Now, nowadays we are calling that as Tableau cloud account, by using which we can connect to the Tableau server, which we will see. I'll show you how we will create our accounts and how we will log into the Tableau server in Tableau server classes. So all these three things also covered along with the Tableau desktop in our course. Okay. This two remaining two what is this? Products. Tableau reader is a normal product where if anyone uploaded any file inside Tableau reader basically, so that files can be visible for anyone. Suppose if I uploaded any dashboard or any visualization on the Tableau reader, anyone can access the Tableau reader and anyone can see that visualization basically. Okay, so we can ignore this. And Tableau public is something which is freely available. Okay, just like Tableau desktop, we can create graphs inside Tableau desktop. Like that, we can create graphs inside Tableau public also. This is one more product. This is freely available. Whereas Tableau desktop is available free for only 14 days. 14 days of trial version will be there for Tableau desktop. After 14 days, we can if we can able to get any student ID card or from our friends or family, we will upload that student ID card as I said, and we can by uploading that, I'll show you that process again. By uploading that ID card, we will get one product key. By using that product key, we can log into, I mean, we can use Tableau desktop freely for 1 year. That is one procedure which I'll show you going forward. Okay, so this is about the Tableau products basically. Whoever attended today freshly, for them, I hope I'm clear about the Tableau products. Okay, I try to give you a small idea about all these products. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, you're clear, ma'am.
Perfect. Now let's get back to Tableau desktop. Let's concentrate on Tableau desktop first. Okay. So I already opened my Tableau desktop. Once we are done with the demo classes, I'll show you the installation process of Tableau desktop. Okay. This is the user interface. So basically towards the left side, we can see connect panel. Inside connect panel, we are having so many files. First of all, what is Tableau in the sense, as I said, we will create some graphs. To create some graphs or visualizations, we want some data, right? And we need to connect to the data and then we will create some graphs, right? So obviously to connect to the data, the data can be in any formats. It can be in the form of Excel file, it can be in the form of text file, it can be in the form of any server, Oracle server, SQL server, MySQL, like that. We are having so many databases and servers available in the market, right? So our data can be in any format. We can just connect to them and we can create the graphs. Okay. So that is the thing here. Basically in Tableau desktop under connect panel, each of them, whatever I'm saying here, suppose I'm saying data can be in Excel file, right? So data can be in any, let's suppose PDF file. All these things individually, we will call them as data source. Okay. Excel is one data source, PDF is one data source, like that. SQL Server is one data source. From wherever we are getting data, we will call them as a data source. So all the list of the data sources we can able to see in the connect panel here. Okay. So if I am clicking on more option here, we are having this many data sources available in the Tableau desktop. Accordingly, we can connect to anything and we can create the graphs. Okay. So this is about the connect panel, and below bottom left we will have something called as saved data sources. By default we have sample superstore and world indicators. Those two data sources are directly given by the Tableau itself for practice purpose. You can connect to this data and we can practice. Okay. And in the center recently opened files are there, and quick start, some quickly if we wanted to connect to any of these files provided by Tableau, we can just directly select them and we can open that kind of dashboards and we can work on it. Okay. Going forward, we'll see this option. Next, towards the right side, we are having something called as Discover. You can ignore this actually. Basically, we will have something called as Tableau Community. So if we have any updates from the Tableau community or any resources from the Tableau community, we can able to see that details here. Okay. So that is about this page. Now, this is the first page when we will be redirected when we open our Tableau desktop. Okay. And you can see here book one. book 1 is my workbook. Basically, this is called as a workbook, Tableau workbook. By default, the this workbook name is book 1. I can change anything if I want. I can just rename this. Okay. Now let's create our first graph. To that, for creating that, first, as we know, we will connect to any data, right? So let's connect to first Excel file. I'm clicking on Microsoft Excel. Okay. So then I will be redirected. I mean, I can select any of my Excel files in my system. For now, I'm connecting to sample superstore Excel file. I'm clicking on open. Where is that? Yeah, this is the thing. Once I clicked on open, I got redirected to this page actually. Okay. Now let's see what is this. Basically, as I said previously, so we need data. First of all, we need to connect to data, then only we can create some graphs, right? So imagine this is my database where I have my data. Okay. And imagine this is a Tableau desktop where we are going to create some graphs. Okay. Of course, Tableau Desktop is a software, but I'm showing you like this. So now I'm having data here. I need to connect, I need to create graphs here. So obviously to create the graphs, I want data, right? Now we should connect this data to this Tableau Desktop, correct? So obviously to connect the data to the Tableau Desktop, there should be something in between, right? Some communication path, or there should be something in between which helps us to connect our data to the Tableau desktop, correct? That is called as Tableau connection. Okay, Tableau connection. Basically, we are having two types of Tableau connections. One is live connection and the another one is extract connection. So what is this Tableau connections? What is live connection? What is extract connection? And in which scenarios we will going to use this live and extract connection? Everything we will detailedly learn in our Tableau connections class. Okay. For now, just to make you understand how we are connecting the data, what is helping us to connect, I said you this point. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Now so what I did, I connected to Excel file. This is called as, basically I redirected to this page. This is called as data source level. Towards the bottom left, you can see here, this is a data source level. Here you can see all the details. This is the first thing. It is showing me the below connections. It is showing me I got connected to this Excel file and the file name, that is sample superstore file name, it is showing. And in this file, basically I'm having three sheets: orders, people and returns. Three sheets I'm having. So I can use on whatever sheet I wanted to work. I'll just drag that sheet here, then I'll get the data. Okay. So quickly I'll show this file in my laptop. Sample Superstore Excel file I'm opening. You can see here I'm having three sheets: orders, people and returns. Orders, this many columns I'm having, and people sheet, returns sheet. So like this, three sheets I'm having. That is the reason it is showing me like this, three sheets. So suppose I wanted to work on orders, then simply I'll just drag these orders and keep it here, then I'll get my data, right? We discussed this thing yesterday again. Let me just quickly revise those things so that newly attended students will able to understand. Okay. And whatever just now I said about the connection, that is towards the top right, you can see here live connection and extract connection, right? So by default we will be on the live connection, and what is extract, in which scenarios we'll use extract, we will discuss later. Okay. And next, once we dragged the order sheet here, I can able to see the data preview here. I got the data here, all my columns, all my rows of data I can see here, and these are all my column names. And towards the left side, it is showing me the details of it. Okay. And here if you observe, for each and every column name we are having some symbols here. That is nothing but data types. We have something called as data types in SQL, right? That is, by using data types only, we will decide what type of value we can store inside the column, right? That is, if I wanted to store numbers, I will use numerical data type. If I wanted to store any characters, we need to define character data type on that particular column. I hope you know this point, right? Everyone?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Okay, so yes, again, if you have any doubts, we will discuss this also going forward. So, just my idea is, as this is demo class, I'm just trying to explain more about Tableau. Okay, so that you can understand my way of explanation, right? Once we are done with demo classes, slowly again we will start from the first topic. We will, we will learn each and every topic in a sequence. I'm just trying to give you overview now. Okay, so this is data types. We are having numerical data, character data, like that. However, in SQL, what we will do whenever we are creating tables, we will define data types also in create syntax, right? But in Tableau, Tableau is very smarter enough. Once we connect the data, it automatically recognizes the data types here. Manually, we won't create anything. Automatically, it will recognize the data types. You can see something here. Hash in the sense numerical data type, that is wherever you can see hash you can understand that is numerical data type, and we will have only numbers here. ABC in the sense character data type. All the character data or string, I mean all the textual data we will have in this data type. Next we have calendar symbol, that is date data type. Okay, like that. Mainly we will have four data types in Tableau. One is numerical, character, date, and next one is geographical data type. This globe symbol, basically for locations, whenever we are using maps we will use this columns. Okay, and the data type is, symbol is globe and the data type is geographical. Okay, so this is about it. Everything is we didn't manually defined any data types. Automatically Tableau recognize the data types and it is showing the symbols for us. Okay, now this is about the data source page where we can able to see what kind of data we are going to work. That is what you can see towards the left side also, data types and field names, that is column names and data types. Again, in a glimpse it showed, it is displaying here. Okay, next, to create the graphs, we need to go to sheet level. Here we are having sheet 1. I'm just clicking on the sheet 1. Then we can able to get into this page. This is the place where we will create our graphs. Okay. So towards the left side, this is the canvas here in between. Here we need to we are going to create graphs here, and at the top you can see it is showing us the you know file which we got connected. We connected to sample superstore. In that orders sheet we connected, that one it is showing us. Okay, and above we are having a menu bar. This is toolbar. We are having some options here. Going forward we will learn all these options detailing. Okay, and towards the left side you can see something called as tables, and below tables you can find all the column names. Whatever column names we had in this sample superstore data, all the column names list I can we can view here, right? The list of all the column names. Let me go back to this data source level. This are all the column names we are having: row ID, order ID, order date, all the column names in the sheet level we can see here. But if you observe, there is a separate line here. One separate line I'm having here, and this all the fields are divided into two sections by default. First one is called as dimension. Okay, and second one is called as measure. So what is dimension, what is measure? In the sense, by default whatever columns we can able to perform some calculations. Okay, calculations in the sense it can be any type of calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. If we can able to find any percentages, like that, any kind of calculations. As well as we have something called as aggregate functions in SQL. If you know about aggregate functions, again going forward we will have this detailing in functions concept. At that time also I'll explain, but for now I'm just giving you a little bit understanding about this aggregate functions. In the sense, in SQL we have something like sum, minimum, maximum, right? Count, average. These 5 functions we will call it as aggregate functions. Okay. So whenever we wanted to find the sum value of from any list of data, minimum value, maximum value, count of rows, average value, this all 5 functions called as aggregate functions. Okay. So basically on whatever columns we can able to perform these calculations or aggregate functions, those columns are called as measures. Okay. That is by default all the numerical data here, right? For only numerical data we can able to perform calculations, right? And only for numerical data we can able to perform this aggregate functions also, like minimum value, maximum value, we will find on numerical data only, numbers only, right? So like that, all these things by default I can say all the numerical data comes under measures, and remaining data, it can be character data, it can be geographical data type data, it can be date data type data, all the remaining data comes under dimension. Okay. By default tableau only divides this, tableau only converts this into dimensions and measures, but just for understanding purpose I'm explaining. Okay, I hope I'm clear about dimensions and measures.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Now to create the graphs, we can see towards the right side we are having show me panel. Inside show me panel we are having, basically we will have 24 inbuilt graphs in Tableau. Okay, by default all the graphs are disabled. Once we select any data here, any columns here, accordingly that related graphs will be enabled for us. Okay, and if I am keeping the cursor here at the bottom, it is showing me the graph name and the minimum requirements to create that graph. That is the graph which I just selected here, that is called as tree map. And to create that graph, one or more dimensions, one or two measures we required. That is at least one dimension and at least one measure is required to create that graph. Like that, Tableau itself, it is showing us, it is giving us so many information and hints here, right? So it is very easy to understand. uh, no programming is involved here, no coding is involved here, very easily we can learn Tableau, right? So let's see now. And at the top we are having columns and rows option. When we keep this data here, then we can able to select the graphs, we can able to create the graphs. Let's see. Suppose I'm having so many dimensions and so many measures. Let's create the same thing whatever we created yesterday. Suppose if I'm having subcategory here, I'm having sales here. If I wanted to create subcategory wise sales, uh, there are two ways. Either I can drag subcategory into the rows part, then that related data is available for me, and then I'll drag sales to the columns part. Whenever I selected this two data, so many graphs are enabled for me. That is, for this data, this many graphs are applicable. Okay, like that automatically horizontal bar graph is selected, right? But we may get doubt that how to know where I can keep, like how to know whether to keep subcategories in rows or columns, we may feel, right? We may get that kind of doubt. So very simple here, I'm just clearing this sheet by clicking this icon. This is clear sheet icon. Okay, now, so if we are confusing that, if we don't understand whether where to keep which column, it is very simple. Even no need of dragging and dropping, we can just double click the any any field here. Suppose if it is subcategory, I'm double clicking, by default it went into into rows part. Next I'm double clicking sales, then it came here, because now this graph is selected. If I am selecting horizontal bar graph, automatically sales came to my columns, right? That is, everything will be done automatically here. Okay, uh, accordingly, suppose whatever graphs I select, accordingly this dimensions and measures will also it will be changed, it will be placed automatically, whether in rows, whether in column, whether in marks card, like that everything will be done automatically only. Going forward we will learn all these things very detailedly, how it is going automatically, in the sense we will have something called as visql. Okay, How we had SQL in the sense structured query language, which is a language used to communicate with the databases. To deal with the databases, we will use SQL as a language, right? Like that, we are having something called as VisQL, that is visualization query language. This is a language used to, deal with the Tableau basically. Okay, by default in the Tableau desktop or in the Tableau softwares, at the backend this VisQL will be embedded. We will have VisQL by default at the backend. Due to this VisQL server only, all these options will be happen. This is the one which helps us to convert our textual data into graphs. We are just selecting text here, right? We are not creating any graphs, everything is embedded here. Once we are creating any text, once we are just clicking on any graphs, we are getting graphs, and so many things are being done automatically by the Tableau itself, right? Because of this VisQL server. We're going forward, I will explain detailedly about this. Okay, so now let's concentrate on our graph. This is our basic graph which we created, that is called as horizontal bar graph. Okay. Now you can see this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Sales I'm having in x-axis, subcategories I'm having in y-axis, right? Now if I wanted to interchange this also, we can do. If I wanted to interchange rows to column, columns to rows also, we can click this option. Okay, this icon, we can click this one, or else directly by using our keyboard also we can click. Let me just click this option. Now my graph got changed. Sales value went into the y-axis, subcategories went came into the x-axis, right? I just swapped my rows and columns. Accordingly here also the swapping will happen, right? Like this we can decide however we wanted to view, like that we can swap. Now once again I'm swapping, you can see this two also got swapped, like that, right? And especially for bar graphs, we can even sort the data. If we wanted to display that in ascending order or descending order, we will have options like this. If I'm clicking this, I'll get it in the ascending order, lower sale first, higher sale last, like that. If I wanted to display in the descending order, I'll use this icon, I can able to get it in the descending order. Like that we will just click, we will select the options just by using some right clicks, just by using some drag and drops, everything can be done here. Okay, now even as I said yesterday, we are having by default will be standard view. If I am clicking on entire view, I can get some my graph will be elaborated like this, right? Now if I wanted to give some different colors for each and every subcategory, we are having marks card here. Basically we are having so many options in marks card. If I wanted to keep color to my graph, I'll use this option. If I wanted to change the size, I'll use this option. If I wanted to give the text to my data, I'll use this option. Like that if I wanted to analyze detailing anything, I'll drag any dimension or measure into this detail option. Then we will analyze detailing, which we will observe going forward maybe in the scatter plot, like that. Next, tooltip in the sense, if I'm keeping my cursor here, it is showing me one small box where on which it is showing me subcategory name is phone, sales value is 330K, right? So whatever information I'm getting in that small white color box, that is called as a tooltip. Okay. By default, this tooltip will be enabled for us if I wanted to change anything. I'd suppose imagine I don't want subcategory data to display there, only sale value I want, then I can edit here. I'm just double clicking on the if I double click on the tooltip, I will get this edit tooltip. If I wanted to remove this subcategory, I'll just remove that. I'll keep only sales value. Like that if I wanted to add anything also we can add. I'm clicking on OK. Now if you can see, if I'm keeping my cursor, it is showing me only sales value. Like that we can decide what to display inside tooltip. Am I clear, guys? I'm continuously explaining everything. Is there any confusion? Am I clear?
Yes, clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So now if I wanted to change color here, what we can do, simply suppose for each and every subcategory I wanted to give some different colors, I'll just drag this subcategory and drop it in the color part. Then I'll get some colors like this, right? So this is like this. This is very easy to understand. Again, um, creating graphs is very easy here, but we need to understand for each and every graph basically what type of data, for what type of data what kind of graphs we need to create is also very important to understand. Not only creating graphs, this is just one single topic. We are having so many advanced topics also. We need to learn all the concepts. Here I created only static graph. We need to create dynamic graphs. We can apply so many filters. If I wanted to apply any filters, then I'll use this filters card. Accordingly, we will give some conditions, and according to the conditions, the data will be filtered and that graphs will be visible for us, right? I mean, on that data only we need to create the graphs. And we need to create graphs in a dynamic way. That is, for example, now you can see I created here subcategory by sales, but this data is here, it is static, but in real time it won't be static. Every time the sale value can change, right? Suppose there is a little little bit difference only for top two. Maybe after 2 days my chairs, for chairs the sale value can increase, it will become 1, phones will become 2, like that anything can change, right? So we need to create graphs in dynamic way that whenever our data changes in the database, automatically graph should also change. And not only that, we need to create a, we can create graphs in such a way that if my user wanted to see, okay, now I created subcategory is there, sale is there, like that maybe profit will also be there. If I select profit here, now I just within the bar graph I used profit here. I can see my sale value here, I can see my profit value here. But not only like this is manually, this is a way of manually creating. Once I create like this, my graph will be this is fixed. I can see sales value here, I can see profit value here. But this is a static way of creating. Dynamic way in the sense, not creating like this, we need to give one option towards the right side. If my user wanted to see sales, whenever he select sales here, he can able to see sales graph. If my user select profit here, he need to see profit graph. Like that everything we will create. We are having so many concepts. We need to use sets concept, we need to use parameters concept, all the concepts together we need to use. Then we will create like that graphs dynamically. Okay, like that we are having so many concepts. Going forward we will learn each of them. Okay, and let's create any another graph. Not only this inbuilt graphs, actually we are having so many advanced graphs. We need to follow some steps to create those advanced graphs. All those things also we will learn going forward. And sheet 1, let me rename this file. If I wanted to rename this file, I'll just double click here. Maybe I'll give it as horizontal bar graph, horizontal bar graph. Okay, this is my sheet 1. Next, to create another graph, I can open new worksheet here. I'm just opening sheet 2. Here maybe let's create a scatter plot. Scatter plot in the sense, basically two measures. If you see that I'm keeping my cursor here, you can see 2 to 4 measures are required to create a scatter plot. At least 2 measures we need to create a scatter plot. That is, whenever we want to analyze about any two measures, we will use this scatter plot. Let's see what is measures here. We know whatever we can see at the bottom, that is the measures, right? Let's create a scatter plot by using sales. I'm selecting sales, I'm selecting profit. By default I will get a scatter plot. Now scatter plot is something, if you see here, you can see this is enabled now. I created this graph. This is my sale value, this is my profit value. Okay, and this is one scatter I got. Scatter plot in the sense, it will show us the intersection point of the total value. That is, what is my total sale and what is my total profit. If I'm keeping my cursor, it is showing me my total sale value is this much. Okay, maybe 22 lakhs, like that, and profit value is this much. Total value it is displaying me, what is my sale value and what is my profit value. And if you observe, this is my sales x-axis, and here I'm having two like 22 lakhs, something like that. So that point is exactly here, 2000 200k, wherever I'm having, it is exactly placed on that particular point. And profit is 286k. This is 280k. Above 280k only, I got this point. Exactly on the axis, wherever this data lies, that intersection point, it will show me in the scatter plot. Okay, so if we wanted to analyze detailing with respect to any dimension, suppose same subcategory, if I wanted to analyze subcategories also here, I'll just drag this into this part. Then you can see for each and every subcategory, it will show me for particular subcategory what is my sale value and what is my profit value, right? We will have so many options here. We'll have something called as drop lines. I will explain about this detailing going forward, but for now I'm just showing you like this. This is called as drop line. It is show me the intersection part of that particular point to the x-axis and the y-axis. We will just right click. Drop line is an option. Show drop line, edit drop line. I'll just only when selected. Okay. So if I'm selecting now, I'm getting. I'm just showing you. I'm not explaining this detailing now. Going forward, I will explain very detailedly all these points. Okay. This is a scatter plot basically. And suppose with the same data, subcategory wise sales. Suppose I'll select subcategory sale value. This is the textual data. Textual data in the sense first graph, text table. You can see here. Now, and one more point, all the measures by default in Tableau, all the measure values whenever we will select, it will be displayed as an aggregate value only. By default, it will display some value. You can see sum of sales it is displaying. By default, it will use the sum function and that sum value only we will get. You can see in any graph, horizontal bar also. Subcategory we are getting normally, but sales value we are getting some value, right? By default, it will take aggregate functions, that to some aggregate it will take. Okay, by default any measures. Now in sheet 3, this is a textual table, first graph, text data. Why my sum value, sum of sale I can able to see in the marks card, in the sense this is textual part. This is subcategory and sale value as it is displaying in the form of text. By default, the sum of sales went into this marks card. It is showing me T, that is into this text part. Sum of sales is it just added. However, subcategory added into rows. Sum of sales added into this text part. That is the reason. I mean, as we selected this graph, as sales is showing in the textual format, I got like this. If I select tree map, now I'll get like this. Tree map is nothing but each and every box here, it will represent in the form of a box here. Each and every subcategory. Here each and every subcategory I can able to see in the form of bars, right? Here I can able to see in the form of boxes. Okay. These are some basic graphs. Actually we are having advanced some other important graphs here called as box and whisker plot, histogram, gain view, bullet graphs. For or to understand all these concepts, we need to have some statistics knowledge also. I mean, normally it's not like complete. uh, Without having that knowledge also, however we created this graphs, normally I can select the data and I can select the graph and we will get the graph. But still, to understand clearly, I will give a little bit of explanation behind what is happening whenever, I mean, about that graph going forward. Okay. So this is just about the visualization concepts. Let me just show you our course content and let's see what are the concepts we are going to cover in this course. Okay. So this is my skill. Okay. As you know, our course duration is of 40 days and the course fees is of 8,000. Okay, whoever is interested, you can get registered with us. You will get a mail from our admin team. Okay, and tomorrow is our last demo. You can get registered by tomorrow. Okay, if you get, I mean, obviously, whoever will get registered, they will get a new Zoom link. They can connect by using that Zoom link on the next day, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is again a same demo class. Okay. On Friday, you can use the new link. Okay, so These are all the concepts which we are going to cover. First, introduction to Tableau. Next, Tableau features, Tableau products, importance or implementation of Tableau in real world. Next, user interface of Tableau desktop, installation of Tableau desktop, data types in Tableau. Up to here, normal concepts. Next, generating Tableau reports from text files and Excel files. We connected Excel file today. Likewise, we can connect text file also and we can create graph. What is measures and what is dimension? What is continuous and discrete data? We are having something called as continuous data and discrete data. However, I explained the difference between dimension and measure. Going forward, we will see what is continuous data and what is discrete data. Okay. Next, these are all the options available in the graph itself, right? Just now we saw in this marks card, we are having all these options. About that options I mentioned here. Next, Tableau architecture. Okay, up to here, basics of Tableau only. Next, SQL Server basics with installation. So in our course, we are going to deal with SQL Server database, right? The database which we are going to use is SQL Server. I will show you the installation process of SQL Server. If anyone is, of course, at least one person, one student I will have in every batch who is completely new to SQL. So for that reason, I will teach SQL from scratch again here up to basics only. I mean, some concepts only, not the complete SQL. Okay, some concepts, some basic concepts, whatever we need to know to understand Tableau will be covered here. Like, okay, what kind of concepts in the sense, first we will see user interface of SQL Server, then how to create a database, okay, how to create tables. Basically we are having something called as sub languages in which we will have all the commands, SQL commands. All those commands I will teach first, then I will explain you what is primary key, foreign key. Okay, so before explaining this all these commands, we will try to understand some, what is data types and how we are going to create tables, how we are inserting data, all this kind of commands by using what are all the commands we have in SQL, then all the keys in SQL. Okay, then we will learn one more concept called as joins here, because joins are important in Tableau level also. Okay, only that part of SQL will be covered here, only basics. Okay, so with that basics, at least that basics is required to learn Tableau. That is the reason we included that concepts here. Again, today we connected using Excel file, but going forward, not only Excel file, even we will use SQL Server. We will connect, I'll show you how we will connect our SQL Server to the Tableau and how we will create visualizations by connecting SQL Server. That is this concept. Generating Tableau reports from SQL Server, right? So to use that, actually, I'm going to use one real-time database. That is this one. So next concept is actually what is data warehouse, what is the difference between database and data warehouse. Then I'll give you like understanding real-time database. The database which we are going to use here, we are going to use one real-time database here called as Adventure DW. That database I'll give you, and I'll show by using that database only. I'll show you the restoration process of that database in SQL Server, and we will use that database. We will connect that database to Tableau and we'll create the graphs. Okay, and not only database, the same database we will see how we will restore that as a data warehouse also. Tableau uses databases as well as data warehouse data. Basically going forward we will discuss everything detailedly. So for the same database we will use as a database and a data warehouse. Okay, I'll show you how we will restore that particular thing as a data warehouse in SQL Server and how we are connecting that to the Tableau. Okay, next, Tableau connections, Tableau access. Up to here, some concepts. From joins, our main advanced concepts will start. Just a second. So yeah, main advanced concepts will start from here. That is joins. First, I will explain you how many types of joins are there in SQL level. Then we will see how we are going to use that all the joins in Tableau level. We are having basically three methods to use the joins in Tableau level, we will discuss all of the, I mean, all the three methods. Okay. So joins in the sense, if we are having data in multiple tables, right? So in single table, if we are having any data, simply we can connect and we can create the graph. In multiple tables, I'm having data and I wanted to create graphs by using those multiple tables. At that time, we need to create joins between those tables, right? And then we will create graphs. First we need to create, suppose if I'm having any two tables, at least we should have one common column between them. The data should be related, then we can perform join. How many joins are there, how we will perform joins, we will see. After joining multiple tables, we will create graphs out of it. Okay. Next concept is data blending. Data blending in the sense, suppose in SQL Server I'm having two tables. Okay. I wanted to create two tables or three tables, like that. How many tables are there also? I'm having that tables in SQL Server. I wanted to create graph. Then what I'll do, I'll perform joins first. I'll use joins concept. I'll join those tables and I'll create the graphs. Right. Suppose now imagine that I'm having some data in SQL Server. I'm having some data in Excel file. Okay. That is, already I'm working with my database. Now my client, what he did, I sent some data in an Excel file. Now I want to create one graph by using this data and this data. At that time, joins won't work. Joins, when we can do, if we are having data in SQL Server, multiple tables, we will perform join. So if we are having data in like this in different data sources, we will perform data blending. We will use data blending concept. By using data blending, we will basically connect, combine this data, and then we will create the data, we will create the graphs. Okay, that is data blending concept. Next, filters concept. We are having so many filters, some 7 or 8 types of filters are there in Tableau. We will discuss each type of filter detailing. Next, Tableau actions. We are having something called as Tableau actions, hierarchy, Tableau parameters. As I said, to create dynamic graphs, we need to use parameters and sets concept. So how many, what is parameter, how we can create parameter, how we are going to create dynamic graphs, we will discuss everything. After this, then we will start visualization concept. Here, I will discuss each and every graph detailing, right? In which scenarios we will use which graph, how, I mean, each and every graph detailing we will observe. How we can create, how many options are there, what kind of data for what kind of data, what graphs we will create. Like that, we will create each and every graph manually. Okay. And then advanced graphs. Not only these are all inbuilt graphs, and along with the inbuilt graphs, we will learn this advanced graphs. We have this advanced graphs, especially if you are at least trying for 4+ years, 3+ years of experience. Then everyone will expect you to create donut chats like this of advanced graphs only in interviews. Okay. So donut chat is important graph. Again, funnel chat, waterfall chat, lollipop chat, word cloud chat, these are all some advanced graphs. We need to follow some process, we need to follow some steps to create these graphs. We will learn everything practically. Okay. Next, Tableau sets using parameters. Tableau groups, these are some different concepts. Okay, as I said, we need to use sets and parameters concept together to create some dynamic graphs, right? Like top and sales, bottom and sales, those are all important interview questions for experienced peoples. For experienced candidates, we will create those graphs by using those concepts, by using those things, by using these concepts. Okay. Next, Tableau functions. We are having something called as Tableau functions. All of them are inbuilt functions only. This many types are there. String functions, and each and every type we are having some functions. Okay, inside string functions we are having some functions like that: number function, date type function, data type conversion function, aggregate function, rank function. Right, rank functions in the sense window functions. Actually, that is a printing mistake. We can also call it as rank functions, but window functions, important functions nowadays. So all these functions we will discuss detailedly. What are all the functions and how we are going to use these functions in Tableau level. Okay, we'll have one concept called as calculated fields. Okay. So if we want to create any calculations in Tableau level, basically any kind of logic, any kind of calculations, or else if we wanted to use any kind of inbuilt graphs, we will use them inside a calculated field. So that concept we will learn here. Okay. Next, drop line, trend line, and forecasting line. That is, we can by using drop lines, we can create some trends. We can understand some trends, some patterns of trends in the data, and not only the trends, the current trends, even we can forecast the data. About the future data also we can forecast by using this forecasting option. We will see that in this class, how we are going to create trends out of the data and how we are going to forecast the data. I mean, about the future data, how we are going to predict the future data. By using forecasting option, we will predict the future data. Okay. So next, Tableau dashboards, one more important concept, right? Today we created individual graphs. Basically, this is one graph, this is one graph. So dashboard, in the sense, it is a collection of sheets, right? If I wanted to display this graph and this graph in one place, then I need to, suppose this is one dashboard. This is one graph, second graph, third graph, fourth graph. Like this, we can arrange all the graphs in one place. That is nothing but dashboards. How we are going to create dashboard, what are all the options we have, everything we will learn very practically. Okay. Next, Tableau stories. This is also one more concept. Collectively, if we want to use all the Tableau graphs and dashboards one place. Okay. All collection of Tableau sheets, individual graphs, if we are placing in one place, that is dashboard. And not only sheets, along with the sheets, if we are placing all the dashboards together, that is stories, which we will see going forward practically. Next, Tableau online, how we are going to create Tableau online account, and by using Tableau online account, how we are going to connect to Tableau server, we will see. And after connecting to Tableau server, we will have something called as scheduling, alerts. We are having so many options, how we are going to create some subscriptions, publishing, after publishing any dashboard to the Tableau server, what are all the options we have, what are all the admin options we have, what we can do in the Tableau server level, we will discuss detailing in this class. Next, Tableau prep ETL tool. Here I'll show you the installation process of Tableau prep. After that, we will learn all the ETL steps. How many cleaning steps are there, how many transformation steps are there, all the things we will learn detailing at this point of time. Okay, we are having so many things like pivot table, or we will have so we are having so many options. Basically, we will deal with that at this point of time. Next, Tableau wins, one more concept. After that, at the end, I will discuss one real-time dashboard. Okay, previously whatever I showed you, that is just a normal dashboard, but in real time we won't create dashboards like this. We need to create more professionally. So we will first, at the back end, we will use one template. On the top of that template, we will create graphs. Not only that, creating dashboards is easy, but we need to understand how to format the graph, or how to format the dashboards also, which we will learn very practically from scratch in this real-time dashboard. I will use HR analytics domain data to create this dashboard. Okay, this is my specialty. This real-time dashboard is one thing, and you cannot observe these things also in another courses, in another institutions. They won't explain Tableau server, Tableau prep, and real time. I will explain along with the formatting options how to create the real time dashboard. And we are going to use real time database also, and data warehouse to create the graphs. So this is it. Okay. So this is about our course content. If you are interested, please get registered with us. Just follow the mail. You will have all the options there. If you are interested, you can just get registered. Okay. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Yes, Saurabh, any questions?
No, actually, I think I'm good, and I think I understood. I think most of the part of this Tableau
Mhm,
introduction.
mhm.
Actually, I just have one concern, if you don't mind. If
Yes,
I,
please.
actually, like, is it possible for you to just take the class in the morning at around like 9 o'clock or something?
Morning,
Because morning.
9 o'clock. For now, no, Saurabh. Actually, currently I'm taking SQL batch at morning, and currently Tableau we are planning it this time only. Actually, we are current batch of Tableau is already I'm having it 7 to 8. This
Mhm.
is a new batch, so in maybe in couple of months we can't plan a Tableau batch in the morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because my timings are a little bit like tricky. It's like I need to get that. I mean, like in the morning, because like nighttime is like not able to do
Okay,
this class. That's the reason.
okay.
Okay, so like maybe like how many months you can think I can get a class in the morning? So,
In the
I mean, yeah,
morning, I'm really not sure.
not
Maybe
sure.
couple of months. I'm not planning
Yeah.
about Tableau.
So
I was completely blocked with Power BI and SQL in
uh,
the morning sessions actually.
okay.
Yeah,
Power BI and okay,
SQL, SQL. Yeah.
SQL. And like, at what time do you have the classes? That the Power BI and then the SQL.
Yeah, that classes is 7 to 8 and 8 to 9 IST.
8 to 9. So which class is like from 7 to 8? Is this the Power BI or the SQL?
7 to 8. Currently, I'm having SQL, but already the batches in between. We
Oh,
will
okay.
maybe yeah.
Okay, then there is no
Maybe,
point when you are discussing.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. But after that, again in the same slot, we will start one more SQL batch. That is a continuous process for that slot.
okay,
By this month end, we will complete that batch, and in next month, randomly we will announce one date for once again one more batch for SQL in the morning session. Just in the evening session, recently from yesterday only, we started one more batch at 6 p.m. IST. And
Mhm.
sorry guys, actually they are having one more slot, one more demo in the same timing. They are calling me continuously.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you don't mind, we will
yeah,
continue these questions tomorrow.
yeah. Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
No
sorry,
issue.
sorry for that. I
Like
might have asked
take care of
about
my time.
this doubts maybe 5 minutes earlier. So,
Okay,
yes. Vamshi, do you have any other doubts? Do you have any doubts?
No, ma'am, no. Actually, no.
Okay, sorry guys, let's continue tomorrow. Tomorrow is also demo, last demo. If you have
Yeah.
any doubts, first, whenever we connect, first let's clear all the doubts, then only I'll start the session. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay,
Thank
guys, bye.
you.
Thank you.